Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Midheaven Podcast. This is your host, the Peace Dealer, and we got our special partner, Candace Murray.
I'm back.
Yeah. We really love the support. I see a lot of y'all been enjoying episode 1 and 2. If my voice is raspy right now, I drank a little, and you know when like the liquid gets in your throat and you like cough? I'm kind of like going through that right now.
He's lying. He's got the Rona.
If you hear
Don't
me
make
cough,
excuses. Just drink like a G.
if I cough, it's because of Mary, not this manufactured virus used to reset the global economy.
So we're excited to be back. We have quite a bit of topics to cover today, just to kind of get us started a little bit. First of all, thank you guys for your likes, shares, comments. We're loving it. We love all the weird shit that you guys are posting. We love the hype. We love you. Keep it coming. If you guys haven't seen, check out our Anchor link. You can call and actually leave us a voicemail. And if we like what you have to say, we will feature you on one of these podcasts. So take a look at that. Couple topics. Texas freeze is over. Going rogue with their power grid. The Federal Reserve System crashes. Tiger Woods gets in a car crash. Britney Spears is being held hostage. And the sun is getting ready to conjunct Neptune. I think we should start there, actually.
The sun Neptune?
The sun Neptune. Because I was reading the news today. I couldn't help but laugh. Police in Germany and Belgium make Europe's biggest ever cocaine bust worth billions of euros. Over 50,000 pounds of cocaine was seized in Europe thanks to the good coppers in Germany and Belgium.
Wow.
All I could think of is like, fuck. Like, Pisces season is kicking off with a bang, my friends.
Seriously.
Like, who needs that much blow?
And they said the biggest bust, right?
The biggest bust.
So
yes.
So this happened when Saturn and Jupiter is in Aquarius. And Leo to me is the plug because Aquarius knows everybody. So this big bust is going to affect everybody.
Oh, there's going to definitely be like a domino effect.
Oh my God.
That's going to affect the whole chain of drug dealer hustlers pushing command, I'm sure. But yeah. I saw that and I was like, damn, we're only like 5, 6, 7 degrees into Pisces season.
Right. First decade.
Real.
And one thing I appreciate the most is the last few days I've been sleeping in. I've been tired, and I'm not the only one who's sleeping.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
Me too. I was like, thank God.
I'm a water sign.
Yes.
I got Sun, Mars, Pluto, Scorpio. I have Jupiter in Cancer.
Yo.
All the planets are moving into Pisces, and I'm like asleep at 8:30. I'm snoring on the couch, and then I want to sleep until 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Yeah. So it's not just me. All right, but
you're sleeping at 8:30 in the morning?
No, like sleeping
in
the
night. Oh, till 8:30. Okay, got you. Yeah.
What do you think I do? I have shit to do.
Right. I
can't be up all night partying like you. Fuck.
I do party all night with just myself.
Well, we do live in Vegas, so
yes.
When in Rome.
Yes, and I'm just very grateful that I can hit up 24-hour spots post-Rona.
Where is there a 24-hour spot other than a casino?
Actually, that's it. Because it's usually the dispensaries, but that...
Who deliver, by the way, and I'm fucking loving it.
Shout out to the dispensary because
they're the real OG.
They capitalize. They're like, this is it. This is what we came here for. We need to let the town know who they can rely on.
It's amazing because you can kind of like sync it up.
Farm.
So you can have like Uber Eats or Postmates like deliver at the same time as your weed deliveries. So sometimes I get kind of like, all right, if I send them at the same time, who's going to get here first?
That is revolutionary.
Spoken like a real second house stellium fatty right there. But
if anyone wants to steal my idea, I want to make this Omni shop where like you can order. It's kind of like Instacart, but like, you know, why do I have to go through DoorDash and then also go through Postmates? What if I want to put an order where it's like, okay, go to Costco and then go to Burger King and then go here, and then it's like you can have like a concierge of people just send you, they go where you want. It's like a shopping experience.
But the question is like, if they go to Costco in another store, can they make a pit stop and bring me a hot dog? Can I get that? Because my Costco trip would not be complete without that.
That is wild. See, this opens up so much possibility. But yes, OmniShop will provide this. It's a full immersive experience.
But do they deliver weed?
Why leave the house?
Why leave the house?
You register a store on our app, and we will be the middleman.
I know that there's lots of like shoppers and stuff out there. I'm liking it because it's giving the opportunity to people who are willing to run their own business and go out there and brave the Rona and the crowds and the
essentially.
Yeah, I mean, more power to the people.
Shout out to the essential businesses.
But yeah, I think it's going to be like closer to, I want to say the 8th. I think like the 8th through like the 15th when the Sun Neptune stuff starts. You want to talk a little bit about what that's going to do for everybody in internet land?
That was, first of all, I consider myself the patron saint of all keyboard warriors. So continue typing away. They act like we're not essential. You know, people bust guns in the war fields. We type.
The conjunction starts the 8th.
Don't let anyone take that away from you.
And it's going to go really all the way up until the new moon. That's happening on the 13th. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're straight. Like, this is the stuff of legend. Because Venus is in its exaltation here. Like, it like we've never...
So much goodness. I like Venus in Pisces. Lots of, like, foot fetish stuff.
Yo.
Lots of, like, weird, freaky love stuff. Lots of, like, unrequited love
fantasies
stuff.
And I'm a master of unrequited love. I'm only attracted to emotionally unavailable women, so like this is just the stuff for me. But like, you know, this is happening after Sun, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus.
Yeah, things are gonna get
Mercury
a little bit
retrograde.
They're gonna get a little bit more like emotional. It's like a lot of like, I posted the other day, like Lana Del Rey and somebody crying in your mouth type shit. Like, you know, as a water sign, I'm all about it. I like it. I like when stuff's in Pisces because it's that brief moment in time where stuff can get kind of dreamy and like super wine and booze filled cuddle sessions, and then it's like wham, here's Aries season.
Oh my God. With Chiron too. So it's going to be uber sensitive.
That full moon at the end of March, I was writing my horoscopes and I was like, fuck. Because it's sun and moon opposition, obviously full moon in Libra, but the sun is conjunct Chiron and Venus is conjunct Chiron. So it's combust. Ooh. So it's like a lot of relationship drama at the end of March. I'm waiting for it. Book your sessions now, kids.
Please, because it's going to be very dreamy going through Pisces, and it's going to be everything you ever wanted, and then that reality is going to hit like, bam!
Yeah, it's like early March. You start
we don't
dating
even
a guy.
like each other for real.
No,
the sex is just amazing, and we made each other feel we're in love.
Lots of dating somebody new, taking nudes, going back and forth, thinking you're in love, taking pictures together, and then boom, you realize he's a fucking drug dealer. And some girls are into that. Some girls are like, if he has a face tattoo, I will fucking lay it down. Right. But other people, it's like that harsh reality that the relationship is probably not a good idea and it's literally dangerous. It's going to hit home.
It's also going to make you realize that love is nothing like you thought it was, because you're going to feel the ideals in love through Pisces. And then Aries is going to expose everything you hate about your partner and realize, wow, I hate you, but this is why I love you. And it's going to switch that shit like it's just going to be kind of crazy. Like conventionally, the stuff we're taught we're supposed to be romantic. It's actually going to be the friction and the challenges in the relationship that people are just going to love. Like, it's going to be weird.
It's going to be like the thigh-high leather boots and all the...
I hate you, but I love you so much.
Makeup sex. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But Neptune also is viruses. So for me, I'm like sitting around going, what is the next fucking bullshit thing that's going to come out that's about the virus or vaccines or some kind of... something that's pumped into the media that's going to be smoke and mirrors, because
they already started talking about a new virus in China.
And there's a super virus in California.
What?
Well, yeah, it's going to be more foreign that we're going to hear about, but apparently like the strain California.
Pig virus or something like that?
What? Haven't we been there, done that?
I think so. They were murder hornets. They're trying to bring that filler episode back, but like it's crazy because
murder hornets. Don't we have bigger problems?
It depends. But I'm so glad you said that because Bill Gates, master, big ups to Bill Gates and Joe Biden. These are super Scorpio gods. Joe Biden had dead people vote for him.
12th house Scorpio.
Which is gangster. Fucking
who else has that?
What happened?
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton, OG gangster. She can lie about Benghazi
She's
and
a
still
real
run.
Fucking villain.
She can cheat against Bernie and still almost beat Trump. Like Hillary is a gangster. Okay, she knows why Podesta was sent those emails. He's Italian. That's why he wants.
But they both have bad health.
I mean,
just saying.
I just shout out to both of these people because like. If we take Bill Gates, Scorpio, if we take Biden, Scorpio, you know, these people have been setting the narrative, and Master Lord God Bill Gates has deemed that we're done dealing with coronavirus. We have to worry about climate change.
That's interesting because I heard some shit. Listen, time out. This is total sidebar. I get a bad rap for being an anti-vaxxer. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm an anti-put something into your fucking kids if you don't know what it is. That's what I am. All right. Okay,
really.
No, like for real.
I've taken when I went back to El Paso because I went to Nigeria and then I went back to school in UTEP. I had to take the tetanus shot. I had to take vaccines. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I was like, fuck, I'll take those vaccines.
Yeah, but something that's been cooked up in God knows where, and
in less than like
big
a
pharma
year,
behind it. Like, I'm not
experimental.
For that. But I heard
licensed physicians and doctors are like, I don't know about that. Like, and they're getting censored. Like, so I don't know. It's kind of.
I heard supposedly Bill Gates was like, nah, when it came to vaccinating his children. Like vaccines.
And Mark Zuckerberg said that he doesn't necessarily know if we should take RNA vaccines, or he doesn't know the effects of DNA altering vaccines, which is weird because apparently the vaccines don't alter the DNA that you said but doesn't.
So but we don't know, and we're not going to know enough until we come out of some of these squares in June and then again at the end of this year. And we were talking about it before the show last week. I have one of the charts for I think it's the Pfizer vaccine, and it was like it came out when the Sun-South Node conjunction was happening in Sag last year, and I remember looking at that going, nope.
Right.
Not in this body, motherfuckers. So I'm not doing that.
My body, my choice. So like,
my body, my choice.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what I truly believe. If you are watching this wondering whether to take the vaccine, because some of you work in jobs, some of you might have to actually do this. I do not believe this vaccine will kill you.
This is where we get the disclaimer at the bottom of the screen that says, we are not doctors.
Right. We
are not doctors. We are astrologers, but we're saying, don't fucking do
it. Thank you. This vaccine, I do not believe this vaccine will kill you. I don't believe this vaccine will fuck shit up so bad, because that just doesn't make sense. Why leak that to the public? Off of principle, we know that this vaccine isn't necessarily as tested or necessarily known.
Is this going to get censored? Is this going to get pulled from the internet? Because if it does, so help me God, I will be back next week.
There's this weird narrative out there that if you take the V word, that your life is over. Don't fall for that. If you have to take it, you have to take it. You feel me? But just understand, do you have to take it? Because that's a weird narrative. Do you really have to take it?
That Mr. Bill Gates, who was so pro pushing vaccines and all kinds of shit, especially in Africa, suddenly world climate crisis is a thing.
Well, I think that's very interesting, because he said that you guys are focused on the pandemic. Climate change is about to murk y'all even worse. And now what do you have planned? Because like, this has been a theater so far.
This is good, because this is a good segue, because I was talking about this to somebody the other day. I was like, yo, climate change is real, and it's going to produce a mini ice age.
Right.
4 days later,
solar minimum,
fucking Texas freezes over.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
So he's not talking about anything that's not real, right? Like he's not making shit up.
No, it's real.
But it's just like, what's this really behind? Because he wants to block the sun, which is just so Scorpio.
Oh my God, that sounds like that that whole, I'm not going to say it's a conspiracy, but that whole thing about Nibiru and like,
Nibiru, right,
and
right.
like blocking the sun and how they want to come and they want to get gold. Wow. Maybe he is a reptilian. That's some shit. So Texas freezes over. Texas freezes over, which is not funny because I have friends
First
there.
of all, it's Texas.
I mean, but Texas was like, fuck y'all, we're on our own. And where did it get you?
No, but that's crazy. Like, you wouldn't expect Texas to be the state that freezes over.
No, but there's a lot of Capricorn lines that run through Texas, and we've had the Pluto stuff that's been activated.
It was the solar grids that got frozen over, too, which I think was very ironic.
They were trying to, like, I guess, prevent it because they were trying to do, like, rolling stuff with the energy and shutting it down so that way they weren't going to have this whole system go under. And they were not anticipating it to be this crazy. So they had thousands upon thousands of people without water because pipes were freezing, without power. People were having to burn their kids' cribs and furniture.
Wow.
I have friends that live there. I have a friend that was traveling through there, and she's like, Candace, this is a shit show. I can't get food. I can't run water. I haven't taken a bath in 5 or 6 days. And she's like, we literally would walk into grocery stores and everything was cleaned out. And then you'd go into some convenience stores, which were closed, but you see everything rotting in the supermarket, like frozen sections. It's insane. It's insane when you think about it, especially in the midst of a pandemic.
Right.
And I didn't know that Texas was independent from the power grid. So you have like a power grid that's like the East Coast, you have a power grid that's the West Coast, and then Texas, like in the 1930s, was like, fuck all y'all, we don't trust the federal government, like we're getting our own power.
Just in case we secede one day.
I think they're still trying to make it happen, and like,
hold on, just to be clear, remember when like there were the group of states that signed that document that wanted to add on to the case? It was that when I saw that, to me that looked like if they're gonna do that, they can all potentially secede. They can all decide to secede.
All the states?
All the states that signed that document to fight that lawsuit, if any of those states decided to secede, it would make sense that the rest of those states would agree.
That is what I think is going to happen. Like when you look at the United States chart, it's basically being set up to be like Hunger Games. Like, may the odds forever be in your favor. I hope you're in fucking California or Texas, because one of these two places or both are probably going to be most likely to do the best. I mean, with all respect to other states, I'm just saying you want to go where there's the larger economies or where there's going to be more tech or where there's going to be more, food sources. Because when we think about...
That used to be you, New York.
Used to be. New York got cleaned the fuck out with COVID. I got people there that are like, I'm out.
It looks like Newsom is getting recalled. So there's that.
Really?
Oh, they got signatures on him. So
well, I left California. For good reason.
Such an exodus. It was an interesting exodus. But
everybody at the top who's dirty is getting taken out. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it. Pluto is moving to 26 degrees. It's gonna hang out there for a little bit. So if you're doing dirty business or if you're abusing your place of power, especially within the government, you're fucking done. You're done.
But like to kind of to speak more of the Neptune sun, like that's coinciding with the Aquarius the Aquarius transit we have. So all that, the knowledge that we stepped into is taking us to another level and progressing consciousness collectively. And so this Neptune sun is like based on that knowledge, allowing us to transcend every experience we have in our lives. And in relation to the Texas power grid, that revealed a whole lot of how people in these towns feel represented by these governments.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, bits and pieces of Texas are still recovering. I'm hoping, just based off the astrology, things were supposed to get better from about yesterday or today moving forward. But this shows us that there is a real issue in separation. I think this shows you the Saturn square Uranus. Is Saturn being, the winter, and then Uranus being about power and electricity, and where separation can sometimes be at a disadvantage. Remember, with this square, we need a little bit of the old and the new, but I'm pulling for Uranus to be the ones who gets us out of all of this shit and liberates us.
And so clearly it's the weather that, this happened. But if any of you believe that, it was some government controlled HARP organization that did it, you might be right.
It might be right. I mean, the weather manipulation stuff is real. We see extreme weather stuff whenever there's squares and mutable signs.
Right,
So there are more squares coming from Pisces to the North Node in Gemini. I'm loving that Mercury and Jupiter and other planets are going to start trining the North Node. Yes. So that's leading the way for freer exchange of information. Yeah. I also am liking the fact that, I like it because I know it's going to get things moving. Mars is going to move into Gemini around the beginning of March. It's going to cross over the eclipse degrees from the eclipse that we had at the end of November. So shit gets moving in March. Mm-hmm. It'll be confusing. Mars square Neptune, Sun square Mars, and all this stuff. But just don't believe everything you see on TV, kids. That's all I'm going to say.
Seriously,
don't believe everything you see on TV.
It's all a production. The real 46th president is Kamala Harris. And we'll probably,
I actually believe that. I will sign on to that. I think she's his beard through and through.
I think Pisces season is the transition, either through an assassination or...
Jesus Christ.
I think he's going to step down. But I think by Aries season, we might see the vessel of the fallen one, Kamala, really take the lead.
And she's an attack dog. I've seen her chart.
She is super powerful. That's one of the most powerful charts I've ever seen.
I love it. I love the late Aries stuff. I like the Scorpio stuff.
The Gemini rising, all that.
It's her time. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Right.
Touch wood. Obviously, I hope nothing happens to anybody. But also, the stars do not lie. There is more of a revolution coming. There is more protests coming. There is more riots coming. And I'm not saying this to scare people. I'm just saying this because...
Well, factually speaking, we had the apocalypse cycle. Aries, March 21st, 2000 and 2020. We had the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse: death, Saturn, pestilence, Pluto, Jupiter in its fall in Capricorn, famine, of course, god of war, Mars, war. And it's just amazing to see, since Aries season, 1 degree where that conjunction happened, we're now at Pisces season, the end of that cycle of chapter 1. Since that cycle started, pestilence has claimed 500,000
to date in the States.
In the U.S.
Or so we hear.
So it's not speculation here. These are mass extinction events. And Mars came through Pisces, and we had the whole Chaz incident. Went through its ruling sign of Aries. Immediately it went 0 degrees into Taurus. We had the Capitol incident. So she is right. It wasn't until summer that George Floyd happened and the riots came through. We're going to see this again.
Yeah, so Mars is going to cross, these are important dates. Mars is going to cross that 8-degree eclipse point around the 17th of March. Really pay attention to the 18th through, let's say, the 21st because of the moon transit. And then Mars is going to touch with the North Node on the 26th in the morning, Pacific time. So March is a very busy month. I hear a lot of other astrologers and people being like, "Oh, it's the calm and it's going to be this and it." No, it's not.
No, it's not at all.
Why? Don't fluff it. We're not going to fluff it. We're not going to fluff it.
There's nothing normal. All the and I love that you said that because everything is based on this normalcy that we've had the past decade. That's done. It's over. We are officially in uncharted territory. And it's the revolution of the individual. So, it's really a lot of what you do. It's a shift of power from collective forces to you. You're buying with your dollar. The most revolutionary thing you're doing is what you're purchasing because your boycott power is more powerful than it's ever been, especially with the Federal Reserve crashing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So today, it's the 24th of February. The Federal Reserve System crashes. Nobody can send any transactions. Nothing can happen. Everybody freaks out. I mean, hello, Saturn square Uranus. This is what we were talking about.
Exactly.
Okay, this is happening. And supposedly, and we talked a lot about stocks last time, so I won't drown you guys out with that. But all the stuff going on with GameStop and AMC, both are currently going through the roof. Supposedly, bits and pieces of Reddit were shut down in certain cities today. makes you kind of wonder what's going on. You got a lot of people who are holding GameStop and a lot of people who are hoping that AMC is going to keep going up.
Right.
Yeah, they're holding because they're like, apparently it's hard to even get AMC stock right now, from what I understand.
Wow.
Like, you can't even really buy it. Like, more than 90-something% of it is literally being held. So they're still holding and hoping that they're going to get that squeeze.
So this is definitive proof that we are at war. This is war, especially Mars being in Taurus, and it's a financial war. So this war is economic, it's political, it's psychological,
and it's slow. But when Mars
gradual.
gets into Gemini, it's like pew 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 pew. Like, everybody's gonna start. Keyboard wars are gonna be a thing.
Yo,
trolls are gonna be alive and well. I am like prepping and waiting for it. But I think
disinformation campaigns and smear campaigns.
For sure. When Mars squares Neptune. For sure, Mars squares Neptune. But I got to have a shout out for Saturn, because Saturn will trine Mercury, will trine. Everything is supporting the North Node. So there is this need to really focus on the individual, your individual mind. I saw what you were posting the other day where it was like, somebody was saying like, oh, don't think rationally, because thinking rationally is like really a problem.
Right.
What the fuck?
Okay. So if you heard that from like someone off the street, you'd be like, okay. But that was a literal New York Times article.
Yeah, telling people, don't think critically. Don't look too much into this.
New York Times. The same New York Times that's normalizing pedophilia as a sexual orientation. That New York Times.
Yeah, well, there's a special place in hell for some of those people as far as I'm concerned. So moving on. So we've talked about Texas. We've talked about the power grid. My heart goes out to people who have been dealing with not having enough supplies or heat or warmth or anything. We're sending good vibes that things shift quickly and that you guys are on the up and up. The Federal Reserve System, I don't know what to tell you. There's still more information coming out about that. We'll see how that plays out. Neptune conjunct the sun going over the next 2 weeks. Don't drink and drive. Don't overdrink. Don't overindulge. Good time to listen to music, vibe out, meditate. Dream stuff, psychedelic stuff.
Wake up, hit the weed and meditate.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. Although I'm really trying not to smoke weed in the morning, which makes me a bit of a bear. Like now, weed is an after dinner treat for me.
Right at the end of the day, after you finish everything you're doing, and it's just like.
But I have been working out next to the pool, so I'm trying to like constructively replace my Neptune. Like not watch too much TV, meditate, listen to binaural beats. Drink a little wine every now and then.
The most important thing about Pisces season, square the nodes, is you're making a decision to fundamentally change what you believe and how you believe what you believe.
Yeah.
Forever.
It's a big deal. Whenever anything squares the nodes, you're making a conscious choice to move away or towards something. So let's get into the meat of our show, because it's definitely meaty to say the least. Right? I'm kind of excited for this. So 2 big things that have hit the news this week. One is that episode that came out about Britney Spears. I'm pulling up the source. I can't remember. It was on Hulu. Where was that? So it's the Britney Spears Hulu documentary that was done called Framing Britney Spears. It was like a 1 hour-ish documentary or a mini documentary that came out. Very interesting. I was talking to somebody about it. Actually, my hairstylist, she was like, oh my God, did you hear about Britney? I'm like, fuck, what did she do now? And she was like, no, there's this whole thing that's talking about her and her conservatorship and the fact that she's basically has been forced to perform and doesn't have any control over her life or her finances. And she's like basically a slave.
Oh my God.
Cue, I'm a slave for you.
Wow.
Don't make me sing the song. I'm tone deaf.
But after so long.
Yeah, and she had that. She was supposed to be doing in Vegas that residency that she bailed out on, and she ended up like not doing and not participating in, and then her dad got sick, and then she went MIA. So there's a whole movement that's the hashtag Save Britney that's basically saying that she's being held captive. And I was like, I have to see this, and I have to dig into her chart. Then the second thing that came out just the other day was Tiger Woods gets into a car wreck, rolls his car, and is apparently pulled from his SUV with the jaws of life, taken in has to undergo some kind of surgery. And I'm like, fuck, wasn't he just supposed to get ready to go to the Masters? Recently, I watched that documentary, the 2-part documentary on Tiger, which was very emotional, very insightful. And I dug into both of their charts, and they're both going through some very, very similar transits.
Might I add, I think it's eerie how, personally for me, the people who I hear come out of fatal car accidents as of late are Capricorn suns who are experiencing the Pluto transit. It's like Pluto is trying to kill y'all. I had a car accident, like I mentioned earlier, and I feel like my Capricorn moon is tied to that. But like, I think it's amazing, incredible he survived and he's alive.
So let's look at his chart. So we've got Mr. Tiger Woods, born December 30th, 1975, 10:50 p.m. in Long Beach, LBC. He's a 24-degree Virgo rising. Virgo rising's been going through it.
He's a master.
He's a master. Sun in Capricorn at 8 in the 4th and Moon in Sag in the 3rd. But what really stuck out to me in both of these charts is there is a Pluto transit happening for both Britney and Tiger, but in 2 different ways. So currently, Pluto's right on top of Mr. Tiger Woods' Mercury, ruler of his midheaven.
25 cap, and then his Mercury's 26
but
cap.
driving.
Right, exactly. And then Mars is the accelerator. Yep. Where the North Node is.
Yeah, and Mars has been hovering in his 8th house, and I don't know what happened. Somebody said that he was leaving a hotel, was in a rush, and then he got in this accident. I mean, I think it's interesting. It's not funny, but like for somebody who makes a living, like, you know, with drives, the motherfucker can't drive to save his life. Like, how many incidents has he had with a car? No, but seriously,
under stress,
outside of his wife beating his car in.
Under stress. Which makes me think he must have been very depressed driving with Pluto on your Mercury and just like feeling all that intensity and
I don't want to hear about it. I was
being
born with
said
Pluto
about
on my
you.
Mercury.
You're a Scorpio. You're like Queen Pluto.
I will run a motherfucker
what are
over.
you talking about? That's amazing. I think it's interesting.
It's lucky that he's alive.
Right.
Okay, because Pluto is that wake-up call. It's like do or die time.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it trines his ascendant, but part of me wonders, like, is this that moment for Tiger?
Ooh, and it's his Saturn opposite Saturn.
Yep.
And the King Kong. So, like, he's done with that fourth facet of his career.
But his kids need him. Saturn and Pluto moving into his 5th house. Right. It's dealing with issues that pertain to his heart, his legacy, him as a father, his creative sense. Like, I've seen this time and time again in astrology sessions. Like, the universe will kick your ass all over town in a sense of physical things and life events until you get the picture. So really, this has the opportunity, while it's really tragic. I mean, did you see his documentary about?
Well, I think it's very telling that, you know, R. Kelly, Sag Moon, Cap Sun, Tiger Woods, Sag Moon, Cap Sun, both have documentaries going in about their explicit sexual behavior. So it's interesting to see that correlation. I didn't see the documentary, but
I didn't think Tiger had it in him. I was watching about his escapades in Vegas.
And that's a 12th house moon. It's like Sag Moon too, just like wild.
I was watching his like escapades and I was like, damn, like fucking Tiger likes to party. Tiger likes the white meat.
Shout out to Sagittarius. Y'all are wild.
Yep.
Y'all are wild.
I'm looking at R. Kelly's chart too, because this is not anything that I've seen. So he has the Taurus rising, Moon and Sag in the 7th, and he's got the Sun Mercury. So that's why he's been so under. Really,
Pluto was tearing through
Pluto
his
and Saturn.
Oh yeah, he had all that pressure and like he was crying because a lot of it, just like Tory Lanez, a lot of it is smear campaigning. I don't want to excuse what both of them did because, you know, there's also them coming, like they had to face the karma of what they did, that Saturn going through. But, you know, the Plutonian, like, intensity and like not everyone's pure in their intent. So it's crazy to see legends and people who put in so much work. And
he's got Saturn at 24 degrees Pisces. Is he going to jail? Neptune's there right now.
Oh, I didn't know that. So that's interesting because 2023, he's going to go through a Saturn return. So if I didn't.
Pluto's coming for his Venus.
I don't know if his trial is still
ruler.
active, but I know that the Obamagate rumors happened while Obama was going through a Saturn return, and Ghislaine Maxwell got arrested during her Saturn return. So it is kind of plausible.
He's got that Venus-Jupiter opposition. He's not going to get away with anything. It's going to be still another...
And a nodal return.
Yeah, he's got another couple years. Uranus is going to hit his North Node. You don't think he's going to go to jail?
I mean, it's in the 12th. I don't think he's going to go to jail. I think he might...
Venus?
I think if he goes to jail, it'll be for a minimal time. Like he won't have Cosby numbers. You know what I'm saying? But like
that's one thing.
But
Don't eat the pudding.
Oh my God.
The one thing I didn't see was the stuff on I didn't see the stuff on R. Kelly because I was like, I can't watch that. But I watched the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, so maybe I can watch it.
Right. I mean, I'm never gonna watch the R. Kelly stuff. I don't even feel like even with Bill Cosby, because he had the Pluto opposition, like I feel like he wasn't necessarily done right as he could be. I don't know. But that's not to
They put away Bill Cosby.
That's what I'm saying. Like wow. Like it is.
I mean, I'm not hoping anybody goes away. I got to dig deeper into R. Kelly's
It's hard
stuff.
to get Capricorns. I'm not trying to speak individually. Energetically, it's hard to get Capricorns. It's hard to get Gemini. I'm actually interested in how the Ghislaine Maxwell trial is gonna.
I haven't seen anything about that. I'm not familiar with that.
I think that's gonna kind of re-spark interest because I don't think she's going to jail. I think she's getting that 6ix9ine treatment where she's gonna snitch and she's gonna give it up, and she's going because even Trump never said anything bad about Trump. Wished her well, so I was like, that's interesting. But
didn't they found her like in France or something? I'm not familiar with what's happening now.
Immediately after they found her, the Wayfair thing happened. So people think that she kind of
crazy. I was watching that, and I do think that is real.
That's real. That's a corporation that basically money launders and traffics. But like the thing is, if Wayfair's doing it, there's so much more doing it that we don't even know.
Oh, for sure.
And if Wayfair can get away with it like that,
I had a client that told me that they saw some shit on Amazon. And that there was some $10,000 pillows on Amazon, and he has a fuckload of money, so he was like, I'm going to buy this pillow, and supposedly got the pillow, and the pillow came, and it had a number and a serial number in it. That was like a number for like a person.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that you can go so far down the rabbit hole. So much of this stuff has been going on for so long, and it's just gone underneath the radar.
Yeah.
But what's fascinating to me is like people like Britney Spears and people like Tiger Woods. I mean, the Tiger Woods documentary is insane. Like, he had all this sexual stuff going on. He was this really great father figure, and like he had so many ups and downs. It was like a roller coaster ride, and then like he fucked his back up and had a bunch of surgeries, and then he came back and he kept trying to get into the Masters.
Won the Masters last year, which was his 5th house of talents, and he won.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I mean,
now the 6th house is like, you're done.
We'll see.
Unless he comes back, because if anyone can come back, Capricorn's the GOAT. Capricorn's the greatest of all time. So if anyone comes back, it's Tiger. He's gonna come back. So
but that 4th house sun is so sensitive to have Capricorn in the 4th, because really it's like you do have a legacy. Like, you'll go down as being the GOAT in whatever it is that you do if you have prominent placements in Capricorn, especially in the 4th house. Yeah. But the Pluto-Saturn transits in recent years, like, I was watching it on the couch with my boyfriend, and he was super into it, and I was, like, looking up his chart and looking up the Pluto transits, and I was like, oh, so that's when he was banging hookers. Okay. Like, it totally made sense.
Yeah, that's it.
I have 4 planets in the 4th house in Capricorn, and when Pluto was swinging through my Venus, Saturn, Pluto, I'm surprised I'm here today because it made me be like, you know what? Good for him. He came back, but like he's walking on thin ice. I hope he recovers. I hope he comes back. I hope he does well. But I also see this as a rebirth, a new beginning, a new opportunity. I'm looking at the North Node that's coming up on his Mars. Actually, it's been conjunct his Mars. It's activating his 8th house. There is a need to have just a total rebirth. Mm-hmm. Right?
Totally.
So let's look at Britney Spears. Me being born in the late 80s and growing up as a 90s kid.
My heart goes out to Britney because I feel like she just got famous too soon. Like she just got experimented on, and like I feel like she a martyr in a certain sense.
But look at this natal. She's got Saturn at 19 degrees, Libra, Pluto at 25, and she's got her natal Venus conjunct the South Node square Pluto. So Saturn was there all last year, certainly super confined to her home, that being her chart ruler. And then Pluto shows up. I don't know if you've heard about it, but like she's under this conservatorship. She can't get married. She can't manage her own money.
What's conservatorship?
So basically, like
it's like
because,
a 360 deal or something like that?
No, but because she went kind of mentally AWOL and had the issues that she had, a court ruled her incapable of taking care of herself and assigned her father, who apparently she never really had that great of a relationship with, to be in control of her finances. And he was in control of what she did, how she worked, all of her money, her deals. Like he was the one ensuring that she kept working like the last however many years since she had her meltdown. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, like now she's in a new relationship. She really wants to get married. She really wants to have another baby. She's very much in love.
Right.
But she has no control over her life. So Pluto on her Venus right now.
That's all an illusion.
It's such a heavy transit, and it really makes you realize where there's major power struggles going on within the home. But
Britney is also a cosmic goddess because she Aqua Moon Saturn, and in the South Node is she has to release all this. So
she's gonna have a baby.
She can't do all this stuff, right? She can't do all this stuff, right? But all she has to do is just say, "Fuck the contract. I'm going to do what the fuck I want. I'm Britney Spears."
Supposedly, her younger sister took over temporarily or something. I hope she gets out of it. This is a solar return I want to look at.
It's just paper contract. All she has to be is like, wait, I'm Britney, bitch. Sue me. That's it. And she could literally reclaim. Because she got Pluto on her Venus and the South Node. She just has to like release all of that
and
shit.
this retrograde in her 5th house. And Britney was not involved in the documentary. Neither was any of her family.
What?
And there's talk of whether or not she even got the message for the interview. Like, people don't even know if she really even got the message to be on the interview. And then when all of her fans came out and were basically protesting outside of the courthouse when she was having her hearing, she was like, "Thank you. I appreciate all of you guys staying informed." Like, in so many words, Britney was like, "Y'all are right. I appreciate you. Like, we're going to get through this." But yeah, hashtag save Britney.
Is she going to go to jail? Like, I'm confused.
No. Like, basically they're saying she's not mentally capable of running her own life.
Which is a lie. Right.
Okay. Like, Britney
So what are they going to lock her up if she goes against the contract?
It's very hard to get out of a conservatorship. Like, it's very, very rare to be deemed incapable of running your life and have a conservator and then get out of it. They did have some of
which Pluto was running through her sun during that, I believe.
Listen, when you have Pluto transit your 4th house Venus, especially in Capricorn, you have no control over anything that's going on. But I also think that this is because Pluto is squaring her natal Pluto. So I do think that there's more coming for Britney Spears. I do think there's more performing coming for Britney Spears. Pluto Libra.
Right, all right.
Yeah, 1981.
Oh, she born 81, so she has a whole like revival tour and everything. But like, I mean, there's a lot of lifelong karmic shit she's releasing for good right now.
Well, and
like
Saturn's going to hit her moon, ruler of her 10th. So she does want to have a baby. She will, I think, be back on stage. She might have a clothing business. She might have a business with children. I think her mom might step in some way. I think that's what's going to happen.
But I feel like that whole servitor shit is an illusion. Like, she can just honestly just be like, fuck it. Sue me. I mean, I'm Britney, bitch.
But she doesn't have access to her finances.
Oh, okay. So it's more her trying to claim
challenge.
Back.
This is her. Oh, like, let's see her solar return.
But definitely some kind of like decisive action where she's rebelling. It has to be.
Yeah, look at her solar return.
8th house to.
Yeah, but North Node moon in the 5th. You're hearing it from me. I bet you Britney gets pregnant.
Shit. Especially by June or something, right?
Yeah, especially with the retrograde. She might make a more public appearance. She might come out and say something. She's got a 10th house sun. I want Britney to work if Britney wants to work. But I really feel like what Britney wants to do is she just wants to kind of like be in love. She wants to have her relationship. She wants to be able to just make her own decisions. Libra risings are really... I think they're coming into power this year after getting their ass kicked all over town the last couple of years.
It's over. Like, they've cleared all that. Libra suns, Libra risings, which Aries and Libras, like, they did y'all dirty. They did y'all super dirty. They did everyone dirty, but they definitely did Libra and Aries dirty because Libra has to be nice to everybody, and they can just blame everything on Aries.
Look at this. Her natal moon's on the ascendant of her progressed return. So in theory, yeah, she'll probably get pregnant. I hope she does, or it could be a new business. We'll see. But
it's definitely a child of some kind, whether it's physical or an
Yeah.
idea. So,
well,
definitely for sure.
I mean, are we missing anything? Is there anything else that?
I mean, let's take it back where we started, because the Sun Neptune is definitely going to be the stuff of legend. Like, even as far as like supernatural abilities and psychic ability, you're going to be so much more in
Dreams,
tune.
intuition.
I don't dream, especially how people say if you smoke weed, you don't dream. As soon as the first decade, I've had already back-to-back weird-ass dreams.
Ooh, and the full moon is like brewing right now in Virgo. It's in my 12th house, and like the last couple nights I've had some very insane dreams. And I already have precognitive dreams, but now they're getting really weird. So I'm like, okay.
I'm talking about my dreams. I'm yelling like, get in the car! Hurry! Leave! And then 5 minutes later, like Tyler, the creator, is at my door like, what's up? And I'm talking with strippers. It's weird. I don't understand.
That's cool. You can hear it. I like that song he has. What is it? Through the Window?
I didn't hear that.
It's an older song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like
Telephone ASAP. I gotta hear that too.
Well, guys, it's been real and it's been fun. We appreciate you coming to check us out. If you have questions about your natal transits or you have comments, whatever, make sure you smash that like button and comment, subscribe, send us mail. We love it.
And we love you.
We love you. We'll be back very soon. And yeah, we're looking forward to the next couple of episodes. We have some cool stuff planned.